All right, here I centered the clay. I've tossed it down on there now, packing it down. Just round it out roughly before you start to moisten it down and actually center the clay. This clay is fairly moist compared to some of the clay I used, but it's when it's moist like that, it's pretty easy to center. It's a good way to practice if you're just starting out. Start out with the clay a little bit moister, and then later on, when you get familiar with how to center the clay, then you can use clay that's not quite as moist. It takes a little more effort, but you won't have as much shrinkage, and you can probably make taller pieces with it not quite as moist. But anyway, yeah, the moist clay will help you center it to get the idea of what to do. So here I'm starting to do a few pulls on this and pull the wall up of the bowl. As you can see on the right side, that's the finished piece right after it was finished from a different angle. So I'm doing another couple of pulls on it here. I'm using my fingers on the outside and the sponge on the inside. Now I'm using a rib to compress the outside and the hand on the inside to sort of just go along at the same distance, make the walls where they're relatively consistent in thickness. There's no thick and thin going up the wall there. So here I am starting to spread it out a little bit more. It's going to do a little bit of a jump here just before the rib reaches the top. There it flares out. Now the chamois, I'm going to compress it down a little bit, make the upper rim a little bit thicker because I'm going to spread that out also a little bit wider than the actual wall of the bowl. Here I am compressing the inside, leaving a nice little curve from the base to the wall. Here I'm using the spoon, and it's got to have a clean curve on the outside radius. On the inside, it's relatively flat. Here I'm just rounding it off with my chamois. Give it a nice clean, nice curve from a flat surface to a curve. Here I am on the inside. I'm using that little wooden rib with a sponge on the outside and softly just flattening out that upper part of the lip. So here I am again, just giving it a real soft touch up with the chamois to finish off that ring. And this piece here, I'm just doing a little bit of a touch up there to leave a little bit of a curve on that outside edge on the bottom surface of the pot. And again, I'm just doing a final touch up with the stick there to finish up that curve. There's the inside. You can see the transition from the base to the wall. I've left some of the rings on there from the pull, decorative to show that it's hand thrown. So this piece here is going to be finished as it is, and then it's going to be air dry. After that, it will be stained, and then it'll be relief carved. Then it will be bisque fired, and then after that, it'll be taken out, and it'll be have a glaze put on it, a semi-transparent glaze. The semi-transparent glaze will allow the stained and carved surface to show. And then it'll be fired again to cone 5.